everyone, welcome back to Life and Eat with Phoebe. I hope you enjoyed our first vlog. If you have not seen it, the link is in the description below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So for today, I'm actually going to show you a really easy and quick recipe. It's one that my mom has always done, and it's super easy, and it's the Indian fried rice. So she makes it a little bit different. I usually see people using ghee to make the fried rice, but for this one we will be using butter. Alright, so the main ingredient will definitely be the Basmati rice. I've taken 2 cups of rice, and you will need to rinse it until the water runs clear, and then we will need some onions. I took about 2 medium-sized onions and sliced them thin. Mine are not that perfect, but try to make it thin. And then we have cashews, and we have golden raisins. We have half a stick of butter and some whole spices here. So I have cardamom in there, a few tiny pieces. I have cinnamon, again a few pieces, and then a whole lot of black pepper. I just love the aroma that black pepper gives, so that's why I use that much. If you're not really into it, you can reduce the amount of it. And then we obviously need the salt, and also half a cup of carrots and green beans steamed. Alright, so I have my pot here. I have my deep bottom pot here, and you can use any white bottom pan or pot that you have. Now I did start the fire, and it's on medium right now. And once it starts heating up a little bit, you would go ahead and put your butter in, and just make sure that it does not burn. So just kind of go for it a little bit. You don't want the butter to burn too fast. And if you see that it's burning, what you can do is you can just lower. It's not burning right now, but if you feel like it's about to burn, just go ahead and lower the flame a little bit, and just keep swirling until your butter is almost all melted. And then once it's almost melted, just go ahead and put in all your whole spices right here. Just put them in there. And it's going to give your rice a very beautiful aroma. So just let it simmer in there for a little bit. And once it does that, we can go ahead and put our onions in. And always make sure that your butter and your whole spices are not burning, or it's not turning too much brown, just because you don't want it to have that burn taste or smell. Alright, so the whole spices have been in there for about a minute or 2. You just go ahead and put in your onions, all of it. And you can bring your flame back up to medium, and make sure to stir. And you want your onions to turn sort of translucent. You don't want it to turn brown, but just translucent. So stir. To smell the beautiful aroma of butter. And all the spices together. So just keep stirring it. go ahead and add the rice that we washed, and make sure to rinse your rice really well, because the basmati rice always has a lot of starch in it. So you want to take out that excess starch by washing it, running it under. Once you have your rice in, make sure to stir it and mix it all up really well so that the butter starts coating the rice. You're sort of frying the rice, and that's why I guess it's called fried rice. You're frying it in butter. Some people usually fry it in clarified butter, or I think ghee, like we call it. So just keep stirring. Make sure the rice does not burn. Keep stirring all the way through. And when you're stirring, just be gentle. Once the rice is fried or lightly fried, you'll start seeing the glistening on top of the rice. So that means all your rice grains have been coated in butter. Now once you do that, what you need to do is add the gold raisins and the cashews into the rice. Now what I did was I went ahead and fried it in a little bit of oil. I just used olive oil, but just lightly fried. You don't want it to burn, but just lightly fried, and then you drop it all in. And then once you add that, you want to go ahead and add your veggies, so your carrots and your beans. So add the thing. And then again, mix it well. So since the carrots and the beans have been steamed, you don't need it to be in the flame for too long. That's why you're adding it at the very last. Mix it really well, and now you might be able to see how colorful your rice looks. Alright, just let it coat a little bit all the way through. Step is to add boiling hot water. So I took 2 cups of basmati rice, and we will be using 3 cups of boiling water. I've already boiled it in my kettle right there, and so the ratio that I use is for 1 cup of rice we'll use a cup and a half of water. So it's every 1 cup we'll use 1.5 cup of boiling water. So we're using 2 cups of rice right now, so we're gonna use 3 cups of boiling water. So it's well coated right now. The veggies, the rice, cashews, the raisins, everything is well coated. And so now we're going to add the water. Alright. that we add salt. And this is definitely according to your preference. If you don't like a lot of salt, you don't need to add it. What I usually try to follow is that when I taste the water a little bit, the salt should be slightly, a little over, a little too much. So that way once it cooks through, you can actually see that it's actually perfect. Alright, so I'm going to taste the water a little bit and then I'll be right back. Alright, so once you've added in the salt and the water, go ahead and close it, and then you will keep it closed for it to cook for about 11 to 12 minutes. And you will see that it's perfect. Like all the water will cook down and you're gonna have nice and fluffy fried rice. I'm just gonna make sure that my flame is at a medium. You always want to make sure that your flame is not too high. Always keep it at a medium or in between low and medium, a little more to the medium side, because you don't want it to be too low and you don't want it to be too high as well. Alright, so we're going to let it cook for about 11 minutes. Alright, so it is 12 minutes now and it is done. So you'll see how fluffy the rice is. Just make sure that you turn off the flame and just make sure you fluff it out. So it is ready to be served, and we will do that and be right back.